What is the difference between displacement, velocity, and acceleration? In today's video, we're going to look at the difference between these quantities as well as how to measure them. We're going to start with the idea of a scalar. And a scalar is a quantity that has a magnitude only. And that includes quantities like distance and speed. The other quantity that we'll be looking at today are called vectors. And vectors have magnitude and direction. And examples of vectors are displacement, velocity, and acceleration. Distance is measured in meters and is the amount of ground covered. If you went from A to B, the distance would be 1, 2, 3. So the distance would be 3 meters. And if you went from B to A, the distance would also be 1, 2, 3, 3 meters. Now, distance is a scalar, but displacement is a vector, also measured in meters, and displacement is the change in position. It matters what your initial and your final position is. If you went from A to B, that would be 1, 2, 3 in the negative direction, so your displacement would be negative 3 meters. If you went from B to A, 1, 2, 3 in the positive direction, your displacement would be a positive 3 meters. Now we're going to take a look at a distance and displacement problem. A student walks 120 meters east to the cafeteria, then 90 meters west back towards class. What is the total distance traveled? So the distance traveled is the amount of ground covered. In this case, we're just going to add up 120 meters plus 90 meters, and we get 210 meters. So that is our distance. To calculate the displacement, we need to take into account the direction. I'm going to define east as positive, and so to calculate the displacement, we need to take into account the direction. So if east is positive, then I'm going to have a positive 120 meters. I'm going to subtract 90 because it's going west, and our displacement is 120 minus 90, which is 30 meters. Now, displacement has a direction because we're going to the east more than to the west, so I would say it's 30 meters east. Now that we understand the difference between distance and displacement, we're ready to look at the difference between speed and velocity. Speed is how fast an object is moving and is measured in meters per second or any other length unit divided by time unit. The equation for average speed is distance divided by time. We can write this using the abbreviations S is equal to D over T. If we use algebra, we can rearrange this equation to solve for distance, which is speed times time, or time, which is equal to distance divided by the speed. Now, in your car, you have a speedometer, and the speedometer can measure your instantaneous speed. And so the speedometer tells you how fast you're moving at any instant. That's what we mean by the instantaneous speed. Velocity is a vector and is the rate at which the position changes. It also has the same units, meters per second, or any other length unit divided by time unit. We can think of it as speed and direction. The equation for average velocity is displacement divided by time. We can use the abbreviation average velocity is equal to final position minus initial position divided by the time. So remember that speed is a scalar, while velocity is a vector, which means that it also has a direction. The direction of the velocity is always in the direction that the object is moving. Here we have what is called a motion graph. It's a position versus time graph, and the slope on a position versus time graph represents the velocity. And a straight line on a position versus time graph represents constant velocity. Now we're going to take a look at a speed and velocity problem. A car travels 200 meters north in 40 seconds, then 100 meters south in 20 seconds. What is the average speed? The equation for average speed is distance divided by the time, the total distance divided by the time. The total distance is 200 plus 100, and the total time is 40 seconds plus 20 seconds. This gives us 300 meters and divided by 60 seconds, and we get 5 meters per second. to calculate the average velocity, and sometimes you'll see a bar over the v, that just means average velocity. The equation is the displacement divided by the time. Now, to calculate the displacement, we need to define our positive direction. I'm going to make north as positive. So anything that's in the north direction, I'm going to make it positive. Anything in the south direction, I'm going to make negative. So we have 200 meters north, which is positive, minus 100 meters south, which is negative. So I'm subtracting that number, divided by the total time is 40 plus 20. So 200 minus 100, we get 100. 40 plus 20, we get 60. And 100 divided by 60 is approximately 1.67 meters per second. And since the number is positive, the direction will be north. Now that we understand the concept of speed and velocity, let's move on to the quantity called acceleration. So acceleration is the rate at which the velocity changes. Acceleration can be calculated from the change in velocity divided by the time. The symbol for that equation is A is equal to V final minus V initial, all divided by the time. The units for acceleration is meters per second squared or meters per second per second. But you might wonder, what does meters per second squared mean? So let's use the example of 3 meters per second squared. What does that mean? So let's take a look at this table right here, where we have a velocity data. And you'll notice that we start out at 3 meters per second. And 1 second later, it's 6 meters per second. 2 seconds later, it's 9 meters per second. 3 seconds later, it's 12 meters per second. 4 seconds later, it's 15 meters per second. Notice that each second, the velocity increases by 3 meters per second. That's what 3 meters per second squared means. It means that every second, the velocity changes by 3 meters per second. Now, when we say acceleration, it means that the object is either speeding up or slowing down or changing direction. Now I want to show you an example of an object that's accelerating. So imagine you have a ramp and you have a ball that is rolling down the ramp. And the position versus time graph, if you were to graph the motion of that ball, would look something like this. And we know that's going to be curved. It's because that the ball is increasing in its speed, so the slope is going to get steeper. On the velocity versus time graph, assuming that we're moving at constant acceleration, the velocity versus time graph will look something like this. So one thing to remember is that the slope on a position graph represents the velocity, and the slope on a velocity graph represents the acceleration. In this case, the straight line represents an acceleration that is constant. Besides graphs and equations, are there other ways to represent motion? And the answer is yes. And one of those ways is called dot diagrams. I like you to imagine a car that had an oil leak. Hopefully your car doesn't have an oil leak. But imagine that this car has an oil leak and it's just dripping on the ground at a constant rate every second. If the car were moving, you would see dots on the ground. And if the car was moving slowly, you would see the dots close together. If the car was moving fast, you would see the dots farther apart. If the car was speeding up, the dots would get further and further and further apart. And if the car was slowing down, you would see the dots getting closer and closer and closer together. Did you know that acceleration has a direction? Well, it does, because acceleration is a vector. And I have 2 simple rules to help you determine the direction of acceleration. If the object is speeding up, acceleration is in the same direction that the object moves. So here we have these dots getting further and further apart. So we know that the object is speeding up. And let's say that the velocity is to the right. And if it is speeding up, the same direction means that the acceleration is also to the right. Let's take a look at the dots down here. You notice that the dots get closer and closer together. Let's say that the object is moving to the right. If the object is slowing down, the acceleration is in the opposite direction that the object moves. So the object is moving to the right and it's slowing down. That means the acceleration is to the left. Now let's solve some acceleration problems. A car speeds up from rest to 20 meters per second in 5 seconds. What is its acceleration? So the acceleration equation tells us that it's equal to the final velocity minus the initial velocity divided by the time. So the final velocity is 20 The initial is 0, and the time is 5. So 20 divided by 5, we get 4 meters per second squared. Next question. A bicycle slows down from 12 meters per second to 4 meters per second in 4 seconds. What is its acceleration? So once again, our equation A is equal to V final minus V initial divided by the time. V final is 4 meters per second minus V initial is 12 meters per second divided by a time of 4 seconds. So on the numerator, 4 minus 12, we get negative 8 divided by 4, and we get negative 2 meters per second squared. If you found this video helpful, check out my next video where I show you how to solve motion graph problems.